This is one of these bikes that I would actually keep. They say that you're gonna get 80 miles to the gallon. That's not it. And it doesn't have so much loud noise. Doesn't have a lot of loud noise. It does not have a lot of loud road noises.
Hey guys, today we're checking out the Yoloway YR20, and this one's got some serious power for the price. It's just $7.99. It's running a 1,000 watt motor that peaks at 2,000 watts, pushing out up to 120 newton meters of torque. On the road, that translates to fast acceleration and plenty of muscle for climbs. Power comes from a 48 volt, 20 amp hour battery with 960 watt hours, giving you a claimed range of up to 80 miles depending on terrain and assist level. Braking is handled by J-Cycle, dual piston hydraulic brakes, with 180mm rotors, and they do a great job stopping this 87-pound bike. The feel is smooth and predictable. The suspension setup is where things get interesting. The front fork doesn't have adjustment knobs, but the rear shock looks like it's something off of a motorcycle. Super solid, and it does a great job absorbing the bumps. Combine that with the 20x4-inch fat tires, and it's a surprisingly comfortable ride whether you're on pavement, gravel, or light trails. It's rocking a 7-speed Shimano Tourney drivetrain, a bright headlight, rear light, and even built-in turn signals. The seat is almost 24 inches long, and it's got rear pegs, so you can technically carry a passenger. But just keep in mind it has a 330-pound max load. The recommended rider height is between 5'5" and 6'7". And for under $800, the YR20 feels like a tank. It's powerful, comfortable, and loaded with features that usually cost a bit more.
So before we jump into it, we're gonna talk about the controls and the comfort, because I feel like that's something that I usually leave out. So the comfort right off the bat makes me feel like I am riding some type of motorcycle. It feels wow, those brakes are fantastic. It feels, look, I'm even stopping at a stop sign like it's a motorcycle. It feels very good. I am 6'1" and my hands fully extended, with the idea of the seat is I could sit further back and be able to adjust it, versus most bicycle seats, you're gonna be more stationary and you really have to adjust the handlebars, versus this, not only can you adjust the handlebars, move them forward, you can also sit further back on the seat. 6'1", 250 pounds, right? You could back up, get that reach a little bit further. So being taller, it's not gonna be necessarily an issue. You can sit forward, you know, bring the handlebars forward. Gives you a lot of range of motion for how you wanna sit comfortably on this. So then for the controls on the front, obviously you have your shifter, you have an up and down for your pedal assist levels, you have a walk mode, you hold down the down, and then you have a little cruise control button, which is fantastic. Something a lot of companies usually leave out. Little info, then you have a left and a right blinker. Keep in mind that you do not have a left and a right blinker on the front, it's just on the back. You have a headlight button and then a horn. Pedal assist 1, about 12 miles per hour. Let's go to pedal assist 2. And this is in fact the cadence sensor, automatically already goes pedaling. Automatically, it's just I'm moving my feet just to move my feet. So when I go to 3, I feel at this point we should just be using the throttle. Wow, this feels good. Why does this bike feel better than some $2,000 bikes? Okay, so at this point, I've just kind of lost. There we go. I just kind of lost where we're going with each pedal, because it just turns into ghost pedaling. Pedal assist 4, we're at 28 miles per hour. What about pedal assist 5? Not much of a difference there. Let's see this braking. Hold on. Oh, very nice. Very nice braking. So we know the comfort level. Honestly, I'd say it's like it's a stiff seat too. And that might like steer you away and be like, I don't want a stiff seat, but stiff seat is what's gonna stop your butt from getting super numb. If there's cushion in it. If it's a stiff seat like it's plastic or metal, obviously that's not gonna be comfortable. So, here's your top speeds. We're gonna see how fast we can get it. That wind is pushing me around a little bit. I don't think we're going, I don't have a way to judge a speed, but The speedometer is saying 34. It feels like about 30 miles per hour, so it might be off a little bit, but it does in fact hit the 28. I can tell you that much. And it doesn't have so much loud noise. Doesn't have a lot of loud noise. It does not have a lot of loud road noises. The motor on this, we have a 1,000-watt motor, right? 2,000-watt peak. So we're gonna test this on a bit of a steep hill at a dead standstill, meaning we're not gonna move at all, just hope the motor can get us up there. Let's see. Keep in mind that that is steep right there. Okay, nope, and that's not good for the motor, so we'll help it a little bit. Yeah, it is a little steep, and I wouldn't recommend doing that just because it's not good for the motor when you're putting that kind of strain on it. This literally feels like I am riding a dirt bike. That's what it feels like. There we go, get out of that mud. Now the suspension on this, the front is non-adjustable, right? Rear is an interesting dual shock situation that looks like, oh, good brakes. That looks like there's like gas reservoirs or air reservoirs. And I don't know if those are just for show, but I can tell you that you cannot fill that up with more air to make it more tight. There's really no adjustments on this. And this price point that you're getting this at, I'm not really expecting there to be adjustments in all fairness. However, on the front and the rear, you can see I am in fact off-road and it is bumpy and not having an issue. It is a little stiff in the rear. It is not a hardtail. So we do have a little bit of give. That's the stick that knocked it out before. So we do have a little bit of give for that rear suspension. Again, keep in mind I am 250 pounds, so not an issue. Now the brakes on this are Jaffa cycles. I don't know who that is. I could just tell you that they're 180 millimeter discs, and me crossing the highway, no issues. We'll go down where we usually go right here through all this water. Got a little wet there trying to get up this hill. I feel like this bike would have been that much better with a dual motor, you know? Put a second motor on it, make it $200-300 more, and that's a wrap, Jack. This is honestly a bike. I know we're gonna talk more about the specs in a second, but I just wanna put this out there. This is one of these bikes that I would actually keep, just because it reminds me, it does have the pedals, right? And I know a lot of people are worried about that. Getting e-bikes and having the pedal get to the top speed, you don't have to do that with this. So the pedals on this, they're comfortable, you know, but it feels a lot, it's very reminiscent of a dirt bike or a motorcycle. And that's why I would keep something like this. So your mineral oil for your front and your rear brake, I do like the fact that a cheaper bike brand is actually putting in clear reservoirs for that. I think that's super badass. Like, I know it seems something so small, but you could see how much air is in your line. You know, like, do they need to be bled? And I can promise you that when I hit these brakes at the stop sign, that does not need to be bled, man. Like, out of the box, they're good to go. With the amount of bikes that I've done reviews on, that's not often. There's a lot of times where there's no fluid in there and then I gotta add it. But just something worth mentioning, that the brakes on this are on point, especially the way that they bite. Let's talk about the electrical system. 48 volt controller, 48 volt battery, 20 amp hours on the battery, rated at 960 watt hours. It's nothing crazy, right? We've seen this battery on a lot of other e-bikes, so we know that this works. Not an issue there. And it does in fact come with a 2 amp charger. So roughly, and again, at completely dead, which I don't recommend you to ride that one out to, completely dead to 100% will take about 10 hours. Roughly, but again, please do not drain your batteries to 0%. I'm warning you now that that could essentially destroy that battery and it will never, ever work the same again. Some never even charge. So just keep that in mind. You want to go to about 70 to 80% and then charge it. 70 to 80% you could drain it down, so you have 20 left. They say that you're gonna get 80 miles to the gallon. That's not it. 80 miles, they say you're gonna get 80 miles to a charge. Here's the deal. I talk about this a lot because a lot of people care about the mileage. We're gonna find out at the end of this. I'll go ahead and put a timestamp down below to actually how much miles and what kind of battery percentage we got left, although that's not the best way to look at it. And let me tell you why that's not the best way to look at it. I could ride this for about 20 minutes and say, hey, listen, here's the deal. You will get roughly, whatever, 20 miles, 30 miles to a full charge. It's very hard to tell without actually draining this all the way down to 10%, 15%, because as I'm riding this, I'm putting a load on that battery this whole time. So that's gonna reflect how that battery looks and how it performs. What's best way to test it would be to ride it for 10, 15 miles, let it sit, let it cool down, do it again, rinse and repeat, right? You're gonna keep doing that to get really a good idea of how much mileage you could get per charge, and it's starting to rain. That's great. So I'm gonna get caught in the rain. Yep, right now. That's fantastic. You know, the good thing about being in Florida is it looks beautiful outside, but it's not beautiful. I do apologize for any droplets of water that I'm getting on the cameras. One reason why I wear a helmet or glasses, so you don't get smacked in the face by a teardrop the size of a locust. So that's fun. Yep, you see it. It's perfectly sunny skies and a cardboard box in the middle of the road. So yeah, as far as just talking about can you get 80 miles on a charge, I don't know. I always tell people take 50% of that, and that's what you should get. 40 miles, and do I think that's far-fetched? Absolutely not. I don't think I'll have any problem with 40 miles on this. The cruise control on this is very fascinating. So it's not a matter of hold the speed for so long, it's hold the throttle, and then we're just gonna, like right there, 15 miles per hour, we're just gonna keep going. Hey, here comes the rain again. We're just gonna keep going because you said full throttle. I wonder if we go down to pedal assist 3, will it bring down the cruise control? I love those brakes, my God. I wonder if let's bring it down to 2. I'm gonna hold that throttle down and see if it does cruise control at max pedal assist 2 speed, or is it off? Let's see. Well, pedal assist 2, cruise control should be tripped on, and what it looks like is, yep, sure enough, that is not gonna give you that 30 mile per hour speed. That's a very nice feature. I do appreciate that very much. I know it seems so arbitrary and insignificant. It's not. Wow. Love it. This is one of these bikes that you can ride and just not get tired. Anybody that has ridden a motorcycle, moped, dirt bike, I would even say a Saran, but usually people from Sarans are gonna get something like this. You ride a bike that has this type of seating, you're gonna find this so comfortable and much more comfortable than a traditional bike. This is just it feels natural, man. It does. And I feel like someone could get something like this and move on to, you know, an electric motorcycle or an electric dirt bike, because you don't have to shift, right? And be totally fine with it. It's so comfortable. Like I could ride this all the way to Daytona. Give you perspective, that's about 30, 40 miles away. I know that this is gonna be a ballsy statement because I've reviewed a lot of e-bikes on this channel. If you were to ask me right now and say, listen, you got 800 bucks, and no, this company did not pay me to say this. They sent me this bike, but that's not gonna stop me from saying negatives, although I don't really have a whole lot. But I'm gonna say this, if you said, listen, I got $800, what kind of bike should I get? Stop right there. Either find a really expensive one used for $800, like for some reason some guy's selling it cheap on the marketplace, or get yourself this guy, because this, I'm not even trying to be funny, right? Like there's no jokes here. This bike is comfortable as hell, and it rides so good. Fenders keeping the dirt out of my eyes. It's just all around a solid bike, man. I don't have a lot of negatives, dude. I really don't. I mean, it's just this cruise control is so beastly. I love it. I don't, man. I'm trying to think, like, what could I tell you that is bad about this? I could tell you that there are other bikes just like this, and they're $1,300. So now if you're saying to yourself, you know what, I love the bike, Jay, I do. Or Hazers, you don't even know my name. I love the bike, Hazers, it's fantastic. It's Jay, by the way. I love the bike, I do, but I just don't have $800. But what I do have is $750. And what you also have is a discount code or a coupon code down below. Click that link, it'll lead you directly to the website. And once you do that, use that code, you get a little bit off. And the good thing with that is it puts a little bit of money in my pocket. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you like most reviewers and tell you that it helps support this channel. Nope, this channel's already supported, and that's by you watching. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what's up. I mean, well, obviously you could support this channel by joining the membership, but you just being here, typing, what's up, good video, I like the bike, it sucks, it's too cheap, I want something more expensive. We'll talk to Yoloway. Yoloway released this with a dual motor, put $100 on the top. I would 100% recommend this bike to anybody that's just starting out or is going from a moped, motorcycle, whatever, and you want to get around town on the cheap. This is going to do it. 10 hours, fully charged, $800. I don't even know what we're talking about. Fantastic bike. So now that we're back in the garage, you see it's at 90% and we did 7 miles. Do I think that you could get full 80 miles using pedal assist if I was to charge this up to 100%? Absolutely not, I do not. I think you'd probably get 25 to 30 miles, all pedal assist 5, full throttle, okay? Now, if you're actually gonna pedal with this, keep it in pedal assist 1, 2, 3, I think that you respectively could get 50 to 60 miles in pedal assist 3, probably 60 to 70 pedal assist 2, and in 1, you probably could do 80. So, all in all, it's a good battery for what it is, especially the price point, would 100% recommend it. And you see, just pointing that out, that that battery actually went up after we let it cool down for a little bit.